On today's episode, having fun with privacy settings, we meet the greatest rock band you've never heard of, and when your mother-in-law ruins the mood. All that and more on today's episode of Bad Advice with Lori Beth Denberg.
Help me out, almighty Lori Beth Denberg. Give me the vital information so I get the red thoughts to do, yeah. The church of Lori Beth is in session, and we're reading from the scriptures of vital information. Talking my goddess and my savior, my LPT. Just tell me what's going on with me. Oh my goddess and my savior, my LPT. Just tell me what's going on with me. The Lori Beth Denberg.
Hello, everyone in the world. This is Lori Beth Denberg, and welcome to the Bad Advice podcast.
Woo!
With me, as always, is Clark Crozer.
Hello.
Hello, Clark.
How are you?
I'm feeling okay, Clark.
Yeah, you feeling good today?
I'm feeling a little good, as Clark already knows, although he's asking me coyly. I took a little break. I took a little siesta.
Yeah.
I booked a cheap hotel room because I'm sleazy. I just needed to disconnect for a little bit and sleep.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Clark.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, everyone else.
Yes.
I set aside 24 hours to sleep.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't seem like humanly possible. And I do wake up maybe a couple times, but I'll say, okay, I'm going to bed Tuesday night, and the next thing I'm responsible for is until Thursday.
Wow.
And I just sleep, and I'm not talking, and I'm not smoking, and I'm not on my feet, and I'm not nowhere, man.
Right.
So I did that. I drove out just somewhere pretty local.
Nice.
To Los Angeles.
Yeah, of course.
And just checked into this little, all I wanted was air conditioning and a bed.
Right.
And, non-bed bug, non-rapey preferred.
Yeah, exactly.
And just turned, because as you know, if you've listened to this podcast, my father
Yes.
is 76 years old and never warm.
Yeah.
And for it to be cool enough in our house for me to be able to sleep, he would freeze to death. He would freeze to death. And I'm not willing to be part of that investigation. So I just got some cheapy hotel room, drove out, brought some dinner with me.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you eat?
I did bring some food in my little hotel room, which actually your wife Karen helped me book.
Yes, she did.
Because she's a whiz bang. It had a microwave and a little fridge.
Okay.
So I brought some snacks.
Okay.
I brought something to eat for Tuesday night, and just had a ball.
Do you need any medication? Do you need any NyQuil or anything?
No, I just need to be exhausted.
Wow,
And
that's
luckily,
impressive.
That I'm really good at sleeping. The thing that makes me feel the worst
Yeah.
is when someone says to me, I woke up at 3 this morning. I couldn't get back to sleep. And I'm like, why? When somebody says, when I'm up, I just feel so bad for them.
Yeah.
Because I am the best at going back to sleep.
That's amazing.
And I do wake up, it's not like 24 hours straight.
Right,
I wake up to pee.
Sure.
If I do get something worthwhile, if my dad were to call and say, I fell down.
Right.
Or something crazy like that.
Right.
I would get
You
up
check
and attend
for
to
emergencies.
it. Yeah. The last time actually I did this, that happened.
Yeah.
Because I was sleeping. I was at home. It wasn't quite so hot.
Okay.
And my dad calls me. And of course I'm like, ugh. But then he goes, can you help me? And I go, okay, I'll be right there. And he felt really bad. He was in the washing machine, in the garage, kind of leaning over the washing machine. And I'm like, what are you trying to do? He says, can you get my glasses? They're under the wheel of your car.
What?
Yeah, I didn't understand either. I'm like,
What?
did I drive over them? So he had gone out to put something in the trash barrel and fallen down.
Oh, no.
And his glasses went under my car. He's leaning over the washing machine. Then I see that his hand is bleeding.
Oh, no.
And he's just like, I'm really sorry. I'm like, no, Dad, you did great.
Yeah.
This is the exact thing to wake me up for. this is awesome. And, we cleaned up his hand and
you
all that
took
kind of
care
stuff.
it,
So,
and- yeah.
so I do have some priorities still, even when I'm going for the 24-hour sleep. But so it was pretty good. And I actually, just woke up and drove straight here.
Right.
Whenever I wake up from somewhere, I drive straight to Clark's house.
Well, I was also, you had to, this must have been a really special sleep for a day.
Yeah.
Because you just got off a very exhausting secret shoot.
Yes.
That your body is still just trying to wake up from and get back to normal.
I am limping through life.
Yeah. So that must have helped a lot too.
Exactly.
That's great.
It was quite nice.
Yeah.
It was quite nice.
So-
I might extend it to a week of sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now that you finished it, you're done. Was it good enough? Did it work, or do you just want more now?
Well, I always want more. There's no such thing as enough. But I gotta get back up and do the things I need to do, like this podcast.
That's right. And you have other exciting things coming up too, don't you?
I do. OMG.
Yeah.
I want to let everyone out there know that I have been really missing you guys, missing the fans, missing meeting people. So I'm going to do a virtual con. I don't know why I've waited until the pandemic was over to do a virtual con, but I will be doing, it's called Galaxy Con.
Galaxy Con.
And it's going to be a Nickelodeon panel with me, my Danny Tamborelli, Lil Pete, my Michael Morona, Bigger Pete.
Right.
And Stephen Kramer Glickman people know him from Big Time Rush. He's done all kinds of things.
Yeah. I
actually worked with him on this it was for Loot Crate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Loot Crate.
The box subscription service.
Exactly. The nerdy box subscription service.
Yeah.
And so he was the writer, I think, and it was this thing where dinosaurs were killing everybody. It was me and Lisa Loeb. It was I can't
Very
remember
90s.
it well. And this is when I was sober,
Yeah,
this happened. So
exactly.
But I was just fighting a dinosaur, and it was really fun. But Stephen Glickman was the writer on that. So it's gonna be all of us.
Okay.
We're gonna do live stream Q&A kind of stuff, and then we're gonna do personal video chats and autograph sign. They have it all worked out.
How do you do an autograph signing? Do you
just
sign the same sheet of paper over and over again?
And then they scan it? No, apparently the virtual con people have it down to a science.
Wow.
They send me the stuff and I sign it, we send it back and they send it out. It's very interesting.
How cool.
It's very, very interesting. It is on August 8th.
Okay.
At 4 p.m.
So that's just a couple of weeks away. And because it's virtual, that means anyone listening could technically go watch it, right?
Oh, yeah. I think go to galaxycon.com.
Right. That's mouthful.
Con.com is hard to say.
Yeah.
Galaxycon.com and it's Sunday, August 8th at 4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay.
Have I told you about my friend Lyle?
No.
My friend Lyle is a wonderful person.
Okay.
And his one of his main bugaboos.
Okay.
What's it called? One of your
pet peeves?
Pet peeves, yeah. Is people that say Eastern Standard Time when it's Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh.
EST. People mostly put EST.
Sure.
Or PST.
Right.
And one time we were doing a project and we were putting together an invitation and he was like, guys, I just have to clean this up a little bit. It's actually daylight time right now. It's PDT. And so now this is the funnest thing to do constantly is to tease him up, if we're on calls or something and someone says it wrong, I go, it's PDT, you motherfucker. It's just so funny. And he's such a cool, mellow guy.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
just that one thing triggers
just
him.
that one thing, and he hulks out major.
So random, so specific.
So, Lyle, if you want to see me on Galaxy Con, it's August 8th at 4 p.m. EDT.
There you go. See, you're going to get easily 10 more viewers because of that.
Exactly.
Well, that's really fun. I can't wait for that to happen. That's going to be
It is going to be fun.
really
I know
exciting.
I'm going to get to, like, as much as I'm not going to get to hug people.
Right. You'll still be able to talk to
we'll
them.
be having, like, video chats and stuff, and all of that is really swell.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone should keep an eye open for that and go to galaxycon.com. But for now, I think it's time for some questions.
Questions for the podcast?
For the podcast. You ready for
Okay.
some questions?
Yeah, I'm going to wake up from my sleepiness and try to help somebody.
Yeah, this is a very energetic episode as you slowly wake up from your 36 hours of sleep.
What day is it?
All right. Our first question is from JP. And JP says, "Hey, LB and Clark. About 10 years ago, I worked with a chronic oversharer with a very messy personal life. Let's call them Strawberry. I have not kept in touch since I left that job, but something recently made me think of Strawberry. So I searched, quote, Strawberry last name, and what do you know? Their social media is public. They post a lot, and their life is even messier now than when we worked together. So about once a week, I check in on the Strawberry show and see what's new. Do I have any moral obligation to reach out to Strawberry like, hey, it's been a while, XYZ made me think of you? Or can I just keep creeping on their public posts as entertainment? This message is also a reminder to check your privacy settings regularly so you don't become Strawberry to some rando from your past. Hugs, JP."
Hugs?
Hugs, JP.
Hey, JP. Strawberry last name. Strawberry last name. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like Strawberry last name.
You can just feel free to creep on Strawberry last name's page.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, don't get involved with that.
No way.
And if you feel badly, stop looking.
Yeah.
But,
exactly.
it's, and it's not shocking that an overshare with a messy life has a public profile. I think that applies to me, and I have a public profile. I hope it's not me.
Yeah, maybe.
JP, are you watching? Yeah.
Strawberry B last name.
No, enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I mean, if this person's doing something that she's like, I met a prince in Nigeria and I just have to give him my social security number. You could step in and say, a Strawberry.
Well, you could. I don't recommend you do, but you could.
Well, if I see someone in trouble, I might have to help. But it just sounds like the Strawberry show is pretty fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have, LB, do you have people from your past that you go back and kind of just watch from afar and shake your head?
I do.
I feel like everyone has a couple of those people,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And there's yes, I'm thinking of someone specific. I'm not going to get into it.
I'm thinking of someone specific that you worked with my wife.
Oh. No, all of those people were a mess.
Oh, no, all of them. But there was one in particular that was kind of fun to watch from afar.
Oh, yeah.
But every time you got involved a little closer, it would just put you in the middle of the drama.
Yeah, it's important to stay out of the drama.
That's the thing. You gotta stay out of the drama as much as possible.
And I just have that thing where it's like, can they tell I looked at their page?
Yeah.
It's like, can they?
No.
Okay.
On some social media sites, like I think on LinkedIn, you're notified if somebody looks at your page.
Yeah, they do tell me that.
But you never get any notifications like that on Facebook or Instagram or anything.
Like, no, I stopped on that video. They're going to know it was me.
Exactly. Yeah, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So feel free to voyeur away.
Oh, my goodness.
Because sometimes it's fun to watch, but good Lord, if you get involved, it's the worst thing possible.
Yeah. Strawberry is your entertainment, not your concern, JP. You're in the clear. And if they're an oversharer, they're just happy someone's listening.
Yeah, exactly. That's clearly that's what they're looking for.
Yes.
Right?
I agree. I think Clark and I are in consensus here.
So yeah, hopefully that helps, JP. Let's move on to our second question of the day. Our second question is from a name I think you'll really appreciate.
What?
This is from Jimbo Jones.
The Jimbo Jones?
I don't know if it's the Jimbo
Aw.
Jones, but it's a Jimbo Jones.
Okay.
And they say, "Hey, Clark and LB. My mother-in-law is making my life unnecessarily difficult. Shocker, I know. She lives with my wife and I, but the two of them don't get along very well. My wife has been working from home throughout the pandemic, so on top of her usual workday stress, she now has the added stress of dealing with her mother 24 hours a day. By the time I get home from work, I often have to deal with whatever drama her mom has created that day and manage her stress. We've been trying to conceive for the past couple of years, and I feel like the combined stress of her job and dealing with her mom, who I equate to dealing with a preteen daughter, is making it damn near impossible. Not only does the constant stress likely affect her hormonally, but it goes without saying that she's not exactly in the mood after being constantly irritated and emotionally exhausted. In the words of the great attorney Lionel Hutz, kids, help. Jimbo. P.S. I love the show and it definitely helps me get through the day."
Thanks, Jimbo.
Yeah, that's Jimbo.
For anybody who's not up on awesome shit, Jimbo Jones is one of the names of a Simpsons character. He's
Yeah.
one of the three main bullies.
Yes.
Jimbo's first name is Corky.
Oh, yeah. Let's find out a little bit about Jimbo Jones.
That's all.
That's
I know.
all you know?
I'm sure I know a lot more.
I was going to
but
say, there's got to be tons of info.
yeah, but his first name is Corky.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this whole thing sucks.
Wow, right?
There's nothing worse than going home to a shitty fucking family bullshit situation. I mean, there's nothing worse than like dreading going home anyway.
Yeah.
Had a bad roommate. It's like, oh, I don't want to deal with it, you know.
Exactly.
And like the anxiety of being there and just whatever. But I'm wondering why your mother-in-law lives with you if she and your wife hate each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I mean, there's a lot of reasons that could have happened.
Sure.
Money, illness, who knows
Sure,
what.
sure,
But
sure.
yeah, I kind of want to come over and do some personal what's it called?
You want to intervene with
Yes,
the mom?
Want to have an intervention. No, what's the thing called where you try to help? Oh my God. Is everyone God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Conflict resolution.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
I want to thank everyone for sitting through the last 30 seconds of this podcast so I could get to conflict resolution. Yeah, Jimbo, you got to talk to your wife.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like it's a bad deal for her and whatever
Yeah.
obligation is going on, you know, there's that, but ugh.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, maybe the easy answer if you're rich is to just buy a bigger house, right?
Yeah.
You get a bigger place where mom can be on the east wing and you can stay most of the day
Yes.
on the west wing.
And you stay by Bell's library. In the wing of the house you're not allowed in.
But other than that, like, how do you fix this problem?
Well,
this is a hard one.
You fix it. You don't go to fix it. You go to try to. I mean, fix it is have the mother-in-law move out.
Yeah,
but why she's
right?
there in the first place? Like, I don't have a lot of the information for this question.
Exactly.
But the first move, definitely, Jimbo, if that is your real name,
Which it is not.
is to sit down with your wife and say, we need to have some priorities.
Yeah.
And your mother is a priority.
Yeah.
But at what point is your life taking complete backseat to that?
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
You want to have a kid. We're working on that. We're working on conceiving. You know, is this... And you're the husband sitting there going like, I come home and my whole life is just trying to patch up things and living in
stress
exactly
and drama
stress and anger, drama, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So is it going to be suspicious if the mother-in-law dies quite abruptly? Jimbo, I'm just talking to Jimbo now. Everybody else turn down your podcast volume. Yeah, I mean, all you can do really is talk to your wife and see what's what.
Well, also, I do say that, this is kind of one of those unique opportunities where you get to do a turnaround on a parent, right? Now, the parent is living under your roof.
Ooh.
Right? So I feel like maybe this is a moment for Jimbo and his wife. Like you said, it can't just be Jimbo, but if Jimbo gets together with his wife, they should start establishing some guidelines and rules of the house.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe just by setting down a couple of rules, they establish, maybe later in the day, they get some free time where they, don't talk to each other, or some kind of resolution that could help at least a little bit in the short term to keep them from constantly seeing each other or arguing with each other, right?
Or I'm going to go with one of Clark's favorite go-tos.
Yes.
To guilt the parent back. Oh, because what I'm thinking now is Jimbo invites mom out to lunch.
There you go.
And says, it's hurting me to see how upset my wife is.
What brilliance.
My wife and I want to have a baby. We want to give you a grandchild. Yes. But the anger.
Oh, so genius.
And all this, the house isn't just a bastion of love for us to do that.
Right. So, I love that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I kind of want to be at that lunch too.
Yeah, but you'd have to be a little bit of a psychological manipulator. Like you'd really have to put on a show for mom.
Yeah.
To be, so upset, but, not wanting to kick her out. But, I just wish I had the time to make you a grandchild.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
my goodness. So that might be fun, too.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea. I like that. Jimbo, I hope that helps. Clearly, if you need more options, write us again. We'll come up with some more options. Yeah. But for right now, you should try one of those.
Jimbo, you should sick your mom on your mother-in-law.
Oh, even better. There you go.
And then whoever wins gets to live at your house.
It's like
And I was just picturing like Granny's hot oil wrestling.
Right, exactly.
That was what was in my head. So I think we should probably move on to the next question. Because I feel dirty.
Yeah. I agree. All right, let's move on to question number 3. And this is from Rachel. And Rachel actually has a fairly short question, but we'll see what we do. Rachel says, what do I do when I turn 26 next year and get kicked off my parents' health insurance?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you start now.
Yeah.
Getting your affairs in order.
Getting your affairs in order.
Because you're going to die. No, you sign up. I don't know where you live.
Yeah.
With there's this great thing called Obamacare.
Yeah.
Which it was always interesting to me when when people who are not in favor of the Obamacare,
right, the Affordable Care Act.
Thank you, the Affordable Care Act, and they're debating it and stuff, and they gave it the evil name Obamacare.
Yeah.
I was always like, what? That's like not a good dig.
Exactly.
It's really not a good dig.
Other than the fact that it has his name in it, which is enough to trigger a large amount of people.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like everyone likes Medicare.
Yeah, exactly. And you're using the word care in there. Like, if there was something called Hitler Care, I'd be kind of interested of like, what?
I know.
What is Hitler Care about?
Let me look into this. What? Maybe I've been wrong this whole time. See, but that always I was like, why Obamacare? So nice. And now it's like been reclaimed. Now it's just called Obamacare.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have it.
Yeah.
That's how I have car insurance, health insurance. My car's earache was a mess. But Obamacare to the rescue. I'm sure that you will qualify
yeah.
for health insurance.
Yep.
I don't know how much it will cost. I don't know where you are. Who's this from?
This is from Rachel.
Rachel, I don't know where you live or who you are. Well, I know you're 26.
Yeah.
So go and get these benefits.
Yeah.
Look into, from your state, county, city, wherever you are, start looking into those benefits.
Yep.
Because they are there for you.
Yeah.
They are there for everyone. And that's kind of the whole dream of this whole thing.
Yes.
So you do not have to be left out in the cold. I had no health insurance for many years.
Yeah.
So I have a horrible story.
Okay. Well,
I
I don't know if I want to hear this one.
It's about a time in my life where I did not have health insurance.
Okay.
It was after I stopped working enough and didn't have my, actors union insurance.
Right.
And before Obamacare.
Right.
So I have been plagued my whole life with ear infections. Ear infection.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is so ironic since you were in love with the ear of corn.
I was. I needed one good ear in my life. So this one time I had a particularly bad one.
Okay.
I went to urgent care. I didn't have a doctor.
Right.
I went to urgent care.
Like an emergency room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it cost, $75 to $200 for the visit, whatever.
Sure.
So I went there and the doctor prescribed me. Well, he looked at my ear and was like, that's awful.
Oh, no.
So
God.
he gave me some antibiotics and some drops.
Okay.
And I went to go fill the prescriptions.
Right.
And the drops were $100 and I could not afford them.
Oh, God.
I could not afford them. And I had this moment where I mean, yes, I was in pain and all this kind of stuff, but I thought, what if it was my kid and I couldn't afford this medicine?
Yeah.
And so I took the drops. I didn't get the drops. And I took the, antidepressants, antibiotics. Oop, Freudian slip. And then my ear did not get better. I ended up going to the emergency room. And the swelling had gone down enough that the new doctor could see that I had a perforated eardrum.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, like this shit was fucked up. And they prescribed me the same drops.
And so what do you do? What do you tell the doctor at that point?
I said to the nurse, can we order these from the pharmacy here? So it's part of my bill.
Yeah.
Because I knew from the emergency room, I had no money.
Sure.
That I could, and I had done it before, written a letter, like a hardship letter, and filled out this information saying, I can't pay.
Yeah.
Can you reduce it? Whatever.
Yeah.
But I knew that I still couldn't go get these drops.
Oh.
So I explained to her, and she goes, okay, yeah, I get it. So she ordered them from the pharmacy at the hospital.
Wow.
They worked and fixed my ear. But, and by that point, I had spent a month's rent.
Oh,
between the urgent care, between the other stuff.
Yeah.
At the urgent care, they gave me a shot of antibiotics as well.
Okay.
In my butt. I just pointed to my butt, everybody. And this was the situation.
Wow.
And that was just this awful thing where it's like, I don't have insurance. I've already spent a month's rent trying. I was in such bad pain.
Yeah.
And, I ended up getting, having to go through all these hoops and stuff just to get well. Now, I don't have to do that because I have the dreaded Obamacare. So, Rachel, go see what's available to you.
Yeah. And start looking now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start looking now because it's all available. But I feel like it only comes up 2 or 3 times a year. Is that right? That you're able to enroll? Or can you enroll at any point?
I don't know. Rachel, it's up to you.
Yeah, you need to do a little digging. Maybe
Find
you can
out
get it now.
and write us back. She's like, with my last breath, I'm writing you back.
I have to say, I have broken so many bones in my life.
Yeah, you have.
I've broken leg bones, arm bones, head bones. I broke my skull. I cannot tell you.
How many times did you break your skull?
3 times.
Yes.
I cannot tell you how much more agonizing my pain was when I had an ear infection than when I broke my bones.
Yeah, right?
It is excruciatingly painful.
It's the worst.
Oh, that's like I have shivers down my spine,
I
feeling like,
know.
how horrible was that to not get that? How many days did you go without that medicine in your ear?
More than a week.
Oh,
I just remember a friend had come over to my apartment and I was just lying in the bed like, I can't go on. It really was just this stinging, constant, overwhelming pain.
seriously, I have not had ear infection since I was a kid, but I remember being a kid literally moaning in bed. I was in so much pain.
Yeah.
God, that's horrible.
Well, at least this was really funny.
Yeah, no, hey.
No, it's serious.
Pain is funny.
Rachel, get yourself covered.
Yes.
It's out there for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
And go get it, girl.
Yeah, absolutely. That is great advice. Let's move on, though, and we're going to go to our rotating segment of the week, which is going to be a fun one. This is LB Waste Your Life.
And now, another rousing segment of LB Helps You Waste Your Life.
Right.
All right. Well, listeners, Clark is going to help you waste your life today.
Yes.
Because while I am extremely interested in the subject matter, he is the one that rabbit holes down this on
Yes.
the internets constantly.
Yes.
So tell us how we're wasting our life today, Clark.
Okay, well, as our listeners probably know, if you listen to us a lot, we both, LB and I both, are huge fans of Disneyland.
Yep.
We love going to Disneyland. We love visiting, just sitting around and people watching. It's just the best. So I always like watching, some of the YouTubers that do some of the new Disney stuff. I've been watching a bunch of people talking about the new Avengers campus
Ooh.
at California Adventure. It's basically just Marvel Land. And there's just Marvel characters everywhere. So that's been kind of fun. But
I am. Clark has informed me that once I get through Star Wars chronologically, I'm going through Marvel chronologically.
yeah, that's coming up next.
So I'll have to do that before I get to.
And once you're done with Star Wars, I do also think that we should go to Disneyland and you should go to the Star Wars land,
Yes, sir.
right? God, it's going to be
All right.
amazing. I can't wait. Anyway, so today is actually somebody that does a lot of Disneyland videos, but he does other videos as well. The YouTube channel is called Defunct Land. Defunct Land. And basically, it's a guy that does these little documentaries. Some of them are 10, 15 minutes. Some of them are hour and a half long, depending on the topic. But he does these deep dives into very specific topics. So he talks about specifically the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea version of the submarines.
Yes.
He talks about the Buzz Lightyear ride, like specific rides that have changed, that have, evolved over the years. He does this deep history of them.
So it's kind of like this time capsule of what was.
Yeah, exactly. And there's amazing stuff. There's different fairs and attractions that took place in the 20s and 30s that Walt went to, that he then inspired him to make Disneyland. Really interesting thing.
This guy is taking the time.
Yeah, and does his research.
Yep.
Holy moly. And he does a lot of Nickelodeon stuff too.
Oh.
So if you're a big Nickelodeon fan, he has some behind the scenes Nickelodeon stuff. But the one video that I have to talk about because it's my favorite, because it's amazing. And I even bought, I paid money to this guy to get a shirt because this was so amazing. He has an hour and a half long documentary about Helix.
Helix.
Do you know what Helix is?
Well, I do because you told me before.
I gave you a little. But Helix is amazing. So I'm going to give you a quick version of the history, okay? So there was an amazing record that came out in the 70s called Mickey Mouse Disco.
Okay.
I have it. It's a part. I have this record. And it was the hugest of huge successes. And it's literally Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and the whole gang doing disco songs, right? So it's really lame, but it sold millions. And all of a sudden, Walt Disney Records was like overloaded with money one summer because they were selling all of these records. So they decided that they wanted to put together a band. Like they made fake songs for the Disco Mickey album.
Yeah.
Let's make a whole band out of nothing and create it like the Monkees almost,
Okay.
And so they started putting together ideas, and what they came up with was let's basically merge Kiss, which is the guys that are in their big makeup and costumes and fancy shows, with Star Wars. So not just regular star people, they're going to be specific, like Wookiee type characters and aliens around every corner and all this stuff. So they did it. They went out and they hired musicians that were willing to put on crazy amounts of makeup and play in crazy costumes. And they gave them an outdoor stage that's basically where Captain EO is now.
Okay.
So before Captain EO was there was an open auditorium stage, and they had that stage for one whole summer. And that summer in the 80s, they just went crazy. People were coming from miles around to come and see Helix. The band Helix was created just for Disneyland. And then the rest of the story is fun too. But man, it is so crazy.
Well, people need to look this up.
Yeah.
Because when you say that they merged Star Wars, like Disney didn't own Star Wars at the time.
They didn't own Star Wars.
It's quote unquote Star Wars. Like there's this big Chewbacca type character.
Exactly.
But it's actually a raccoon.
You're right. He's kind of white with black eyes. Yeah, exactly.
It's the kind of crazy shit that big Coke-fueled boardrooms came up with in the 80s.
Yes, and
it's just amazing.
It is amazingly cool. And the only sad part about the story is that it was a female lead singer, and unfortunately, she's passed on since then. But it was so fun because in the documentary that Defunctland did, he actually found the surviving members of Helix and interviews them.
That's such a strange quote. The surviving members of Helix.
There was one of the guys in Helix was, they called him a percussionist because they gave him some conga drums or something. But for the most part, he was just in this frog costume and he danced around and hopped around and did gymnastics on the stage to try and annoy the guitar player who was the Wookiee. Yeah. And he had like a rope that he could climb up. Exactly. It is amazing, and more people need to know about Helix.
It's bonkers. And who made the poster for it?
Oh, and how cool is this? We found out later that Helix had one piece of art done for them by Disneyland. They thought, okay, if they're going to be here all summer, we should have a poster to kind of announce that they're here every night. So they commissioned an artist to paint a poster of Helix. And that artist was the father of basically your best friend in high school.
Yes.
It? So it was our friend, Farrah Alvin. Her dad was John Alvin, who was this amazing movie poster artist.
He illustrated, he made every movie poster that has a place in your heart.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
All the Disney shit from the 90s.
Yeah.
E.T. with the fingers touching. That's Farrah's hand. It's modeled on Farrah's hand. The kids, the E.T.'s finger. Farrah has some skin issues. So you could also look up John Alvin.
Yeah, I like to collect the posters where he painted his own hand.
Yes.
I have like Inner Space, which is just like a close up of his hand.
Oh, and holding the Aladdin.
Yeah, the Aladdin lamp.
Those are his hands.
Amazing.
Yeah,
so they hired our friend John Alvin to paint the Helix poster.
The whole thing is
amazing.
Such a mess. You guys have to click on. What's the website
YouTube,
of this? Defunct?
The YouTube is called Defunctland. Yeah.
Defunctland. It's really cool shit.
It's Helix is Halyx.
Exactly.
And I bought a Helix shirt. That's how much I fell in love with Helix watching this documentary, is that I literally own a Helix shirt now.
All right. Check it out. If you have not wasted your life, here is an opportunity.
Please. You can waste a nice hour and a half with just this one video. But let's move on from there. We do have one last question for today.
Okay.
And it is from Mary.
Mary.
And Mary says, "Heyo, my name is Mary. I'm just a baby, 24 years old, and I am loving your guys' podcast and loved watching all that when I was a wee infant.
Oh.
For a good chunk of my waking life, almost 10 years now, I've had a special person in my life. She does not live remotely close to me, and it has been my goal for a while now to do my darndest to meet up with her in person one day when I can, financially speaking, make it. Can't say I'm doing a great job at that, though, but I'll still give myself credit for trying. The issue is she has a history of having the worst depression, leading to suicidal thoughts and tendencies. For a while, she's been good at getting the help she needs when needed and keeping up with being content with life. I couldn't be more proud of her journey, honestly. But lately, especially because of COVID and all of the other wonderful things happening in the world, she's had a really difficult time getting the help she needs because of overly packed appointments, causing her to wait for a majorly long time for her own, like months of waiting. She's mentioned it a while back now that the depression was kicking her ass and she was starting to think suicidal thoughts again. I'm a bit worried that time is ticking short in a way, but hopefully I'm just being paranoid. She's been quiet for a bit, and when I message her, I don't get much of a response back. I don't message her a lot in worries of being a burden, but I am not sure what to do to help. She can't afford a lot and is on disability. What you got for me? Love ya, Mary from Yeehaw, Tennessee.
Mary from Yeehaw, Tennessee.
That's
Jeez,
right.
Mary.
Yeah.
There's a few things that jump out at me.
Okay.
You say you're 24 and this person has been in your life for a decade,
Yeah.
which means you met when you were 14.
Yeah.
It's unclear to me, but it sounds as though you've never actually met.
That's what it really does sound like.
It
Yeah.
sounds like this is not a person you have ever met in person.
Yeah.
And you want to, and that's great. But how much of a picture of this person's life do you really have?
Yeah. That's a good question.
Do you know anything about her? If so, does she have other people in her life
Yeah.
that can help?
Yeah.
Because this can't be on you.
Yeah. Especially from so far away.
From so far away, you've been in this, I don't know if you're calling it a relationship, if it's a friendship. You said it's a special someone in your life,
Right.
which, leads me to believe that it's romantic. But since you were 14 years old, this is kind of, crazy how
Yeah.
young you were. And
Yeah.
I don't know how old this other person is.
True. Very true.
But, I would hope that I totally get what you mean about not wanting to be a burden on someone.
Yes.
But if you feel this strongly, you need to lay out what you think.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a, hey, how's it going? It's, I'm really worried about you.
Right.
What have you done today? Check in with me.
Right.
And it doesn't even seem like you're talking on the phone. That this is a very weird, amorphous, long distance, I don't know
Relationship.
what.
Yeah.
So just know that it's not your responsibility, Mary, to make sure that this person is okay all the time. You
Right.
can't do that from where you are.
That's right.
And if you have friends in common, if there's Facebook or there's whatever, if you have friends in common, you could reach out to them and say, I'm worried about this person.
Sure.
But
Let's call them Blueberry last name.
yes, Blueberry last name. So if I don't want to make fun of Blueberry last name since she might be suicidal.
Yeah, I know.
So let's go with this person.
All right.
So you can't take this on yourself.
Right.
But if you care, which obviously you do,
Yep.
you need to seek someone else out that has an avenue to this person.
Yeah.
Because you're not a doctor, you're not a psychologist from what you've said.
Yeah.
If you are, you're 24, and that's obnoxious to me that
Yeah.
you've attained so much in
She's
your life.
Pulling a full Doogie Howser.
Yeah, right? But if there are friends in common, but at the very least, to really write an honest, to the point message, email, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Saying, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, absolutely. Being blunt.
Yeah.
There's no need to dance around the subject here.
No,
If
there's not.
she's depressed and needs help and you feel like you'd like to be that help, you need to be blunt about it.
Yeah.
You gotta be fully, because here's the problem. I feel like if there's somebody out there and they're having bouts of depression and have suicidal thoughts, you know, there's a very good chance that somebody that wants to talk to them every day might be annoying them. But there's also a very good chance that somebody that wants to talk to them every day might be saving them.
Yeah.
And all it takes is for you to be honest with her and to say, look, I care about you. I do not want to see you upset or feel or in a place that you can't help yourself. If you need somebody to talk to, call me.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you every day and you can tell me anything you want and I won't say anything you'd like, or I can give you my advice or whatever you want to say. You could just be a soundboard for her.
Yeah. It's the connection that's important.
Exactly.
It's really that important kind of touchstone that when you're in a deep depression, as I have been,
Yeah.
you know, that it is an effort. Sometimes you're like,
Yeah.
I just can't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean, you know, in that state, I was still glad to get the messages. It's like this connection to the world outside my dark depression.
Yes. And I feel like it's a win-win situation for you too, because let's say you are the kind of annoying person that she doesn't want to talk to every day. She's going to appreciate that you're asking her and not just doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're saying, hey, would you mind if we just talked like every night for a few minutes just to kind of chit chat? And
Yeah.
if she doesn't want to do it, she will tell you. And she's not, I can't imagine she would get upset at you for asking.
Yeah.
That's not something that people would normally get upset at someone for. So you win that way, but you also win if she does need the help and she does want to have somebody to talk to every day. So no matter what she says, I feel like being, like LB said, being upfront, being bold, being blunt, and just talking to her is such a great solution here.
Yeah. And trying to find someone that you have in common or
Yes.
someone else to reach out to.
Yes, because that also is very helpful when you have multiple voices coming at you saying, hey, if you need any help, if you need some, extra
Yeah.
time, I can give you some time.
And somebody like that might be closer. Might be there to be able to be like, oh, I drove by and knocked on the door.
Right.
And she answered.
Or at the very least, telephone. That person might know
Yeah.
some person that might, be closer to them or able to drive by or give them a knock on the door or whatever it is.
Yeah. Ooh, but it's not yours to take on, Mary.
Yeah.
It's not yours to take on
It's
by
sweet
yourself.
of you to want to try.
Well, yeah.
And that's commendable.
Yeah, but trying is, all the other things that we suggested is trying as well.
Yes.
So try to get through to her, get through to someone who's nearer to her.
Yeah.
And just know.
And don't get offended if she doesn't want your help, quote unquote, or if she doesn't want to call every day. Because, she's not saying that because she doesn't like you. She's saying that because it's hard and she needs a specific form of help.
Yeah.
And you can't offer her that kind of help sometimes. So
Yeah. Good luck, babe.
yeah, that is a little rough, but hopefully you can still help out. And I love friends. Friends are the best. So
Right?
You being a good friend is never the wrong answer.
I agree.
Right? Well, hopefully that helps, Mary. But for everything else, that was about it. That was our final question of the day.
That was our final question of the day.
It was.
Let's take us out with a little bit of Halix.
Oh, come on. That would be amazing. All right.
That would be expensive.
No, Disney doesn't own their stuff anymore. Come on. Nobody owns Halix. Anyway.
Was that their motto? Nobody owns Halix.
Halix. Nobody puts Halix in the corner. If you guys have a question out there or a decision that's weighing heavily on you, please send it to us and let LB ease your burden. Send us your problems at AskLoriBeth.com. You can follow us at all the socials at AskLoriBeth, or you can just leave us a message with your voice at 1-855-336-2374. That's 1-855-DENBERG or 1-855-Denberg.
And you can find me at LB Denberg on Instagram, at Lori Beth Denberg on Twitter, and on the Lori Beth Denberg fan page on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you can book me for a personalized video.
That's true.
I've been having such a good time doing these. Just
Really?
all kinds of like happy birthdays. And like I said a while ago, I did a bunch of Father's Day ones. They're really, really fun.
Oh, that's great.
They're really, really fun. So you can book me for a personalized video for a loved one.
Nice.
At cameo.com/LoriBeth. And I think I'm going to go back to bed now. So I'll see you all on Friday.
Sounds good. All right. We'll see you. Good night.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
We love you.
Bye.
Bad Advice stars Lori Beth Denberg and Clark Crozer. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Balon, and part of the Seltzer Kings network. Our theme song is written and performed by Natty Ward. If you or someone you love is in need of some bad advice, you can submit your own question on our socials, all of which are Ask Lori Beth, or on our website at AskLoriBeth.com, or for a nostalgic twist, you can call 1-855-DENBERG. That's right, 1-855-336-2374, and leave your question there. Thanks for listening.